Welcome to Easy Math TV. We're going to do another linear function application here. This one involves cost and revenue. Our goal is going to be to write the cost and revenue equations when we're given some information in a problem, and then we're going to find the break-even point between cost and revenue. So let's read our question. Our question says, in setting up a bake sale at a local park, the seller has to rent the booth at $150 for the week. Each baked good costs 50 cents, and then the seller finds that if the sell price is $2, people will buy them. Write the cost and revenue equations and find the break-even point. So we know that we're probably going to be using those three numbers. It's just a question of how. So what we need to do is we need to unpack what's really happening here. What do we know? So here's some background information that we know. What do we know in this situation? We know X is the quantity. That's first. We know that capital C of X represents cost, and that is given as fixed cost plus unit cost times X. So that is just a fact. We know that that's a true statement, that capital C of X, cost, is fixed cost plus the unit cost times X. And we need to make sure that we're multiplying by X. We also know that revenue, which is capital R of X, is equal to the unit price times X. So unit cost and unit price are two different things. So what do we need to identify? We need to identify what those three quantities are that we need: the fixed cost, the unit cost, and the unit price. Those three things. Those are going to help us to form our equations, and then we can set up our columns in our spreadsheet and use that to find our break-even point. So first, the fixed cost is our booth rental of $150. Because the seller has to pay that no matter how many baked goods are sold. That's what makes it a fixed cost. The unit cost, which is going to be the cost per baked good to the seller, that's 50 cents. And then the unit price is the sell price per baked good, which is $2. So let's put that into our equations. The cost equation then is here. Capital C of X equals 150 plus 0.50 times X. You don't have to put that zero in. It's just kind of there as a reminder that these are dollars and cents. The revenue equation, capital R of X, is equal to 2.00 times X. Again, that's just a reminder that we're dealing with dollars and cents. But you can simplify capital R of X to just equal 2X if you want. So those are our two equations, and those are literally going to be what we type into those columns in our spreadsheet for cost and revenue. All right, so let's see how that gets set up then. I'm just going to move this off to the side. So what we chose to do, and this is always a good starting point. A good starting point is always to select values of X as maybe multiples of 10 in problems like this. So I started with 0 and then went to 10 and 20 and then filled down and went all the way down to 120. We may need to go further than that, but who knows? So capital C of X is our column B. And you can see that I typed the formula there, equals 150 plus 0.50, but Excel just shortens that to 0.5, times our X, which is in cell A3. So anytime you see an A3, that's really your X, okay? That's our cost formula, and that went into cell B3. Now imagine that the rest of these things are all empty for now. Capital R of X is in column C. That's equals 2 times A3. And then the difference between the two is our profit. That's in column D. That's equals C3 minus B3. All right. So those are our three formulas. And if you just select all three of those cells going across, you can actually fill down all three cells, and you will see everything fill down. So where's the break-even point? The break-even point is here. When cost and revenue are exactly the same and profit is 0. That is your break-even point. So that happens when x is equal to 100. So the way we would state that is, what is the break-even point between cost and revenue? Well, it's when x equals 100. In other words, when we're selling 100 baked goods. Once we have sold 100 baked goods, we have basically paid for our booth rental at that point. And anything that we sell beyond that will be pure profit. That's basically what we're looking at. So if you like these videos, please like, subscribe, comment down below, share them with people. We're going to keep doing more with cost and revenue as we go forward. But this was our first example. Thank you very much.